for another show that Zach was doing in town here in Akron, right here at the Rialto. And Zach reached out to Theresa and I and asked if we would write a piece to perform that night. And we both were anxious to do it, but we also both, or at least I can only speak for myself, I am a procrastinator. So time passed, and we hadn't written it yet. You know, for some of you, that's not a surprise about me. I kind of need that push at the end for some things to get them done. And so finally, we're getting close to the deadline, and Theresa, bless her heart, writes her entire half of this. And that means I've got to get to work. But it worked out really well because then I could write as kind of a response to what Theresa was writing. And we put it together, I think, the night before the concert. So we do that one tonight, too.
When the bombs start falling, people are marked. On their hands, on their foreheads, on their backs, marked as us or them. Light your lamps.
When peace is shattered into pieces, and the shards are but more rubble on the street, light your lamps.
When a generation of babies half a world away is raised by the missiles and shells, the only parents left to them the missiles and shells to show them how to live in this upturned world, light your lamps.
When those bombs and missiles and shells proudly bear the label Made in America, light your lamps.
When the food is not food and the air is not air, light your lamps.
When the water tap leaks lead, leaks arsenic, leaks uranium, light your lamps.
When the clock ticks down to zero, light your lamps.
When the calendar has turned its final page, light your lamps.
When birds fall from the sky because there is no sky left for them to fly, light your lamps.
When fish gasp for breath through our plastic, through our pollution, light your lamps.
When money writes the laws and money decides the courtroom verdicts, money is leader and money is king and money is milk, light your lamps.
When our country bends its knee to the all-powerful God of profit, light your lamps.
When boys die on the street, on their front porches, in their backyards, because uniform is afraid of skin, light your lamps.
When propaganda hijacks history, when truth is replaced with more comfortable fiction, light your lamps.
When you write a list like this and it doesn't even feel like it matters, light your lamps.
When you feel like you don't matter, light your lamps.
When the quietest voice in the quietest house is afraid to even whisper above the stars, light your lamps.
When the loudest voice in the loudest house is filling others with fear, light your lamps.
When you need a map, when your sister needs a guide, when your brother has no home, light your lamps.
When your daughter sees a world who won't accept her for who she is, light your lamps.
When the snow is thick and the rain is thick and the smoke is thick, light your lamps.
When your child can only see darkness, despair, light your lamps.
When food has run out, when strength has run out, when faith has run out, light your lamps.
When we have food to spare, when we have strength to spare, when we have faith to spare, light your lamps.
When you stand in safety but know there are others caught in storms calling for help, light your lamps.
When, despite the misery and injustice of the world, you look up and see the sun setting so beautifully in the sky, light your lamps.
And sometimes, just because you're happy,
Just because you are joyful,
because you're tired,
because you are celebrating,
because you're bored,
because you don't need any reason at all, light your lamps.
Bravo.
Yeah.